Alright guys, finally, some new Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I was worried Konami forgot about this game because it's been like way too long without covering new Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and we finally got some new cards to check out. I believe it's with a brand new archetype. So let's go and kick it off with the brand new, I think, what are these called? Fiendsmiths? So let's get started with the first card. So here is the artwork on this one. Looks like it's got 1800 attack, 24 defense, and it is going to be a light fiend. So the name of this card is called the Fiendsmith, and I think Fiendsmith is the archetype. So anyways, it's a level 6 light fiend effect monster, and it says you can only use the first and second and third effects of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is you can discard this card, add a Fiendsmith spell or trap from your deck to your hand. The second part is you can target one Fiendsmith equip card you control and one monster on the field and send them to the graveyard. Okay. Third effect is if this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle one other light fiend monster from your graveyard into the deck / extra deck to special summon this card. Okay. So you still have to have one, have it equipped, and then you can get some sort of big bonus over here. But you do have to sacrifice, you know, another 2 sets of cards. But maybe it'll be okay. We're going straight into like their boss monster. Okay, so this is one of their first boss monsters. What the heck is this artwork on? This is like a Gatling gun with like an eye that comes out. So anyways, this is going to be the Fiendsmith Lacrimosa. So it's going to be a brand new level 6 light fiend fusion effect monster. And it's 24/24. Its materials are 2 light fiend monsters. It says you can only use the first and third effects of this card's name each once per turn. Could be maybe a decent super poly target too. So anyways, if this card is fusion summoned, you get to target one light fiend monster in your graveyard or banishment, either add it to your hand and or special summon it. Second part is monsters your opponent controls lose 600 attacks. So it's kind of like it's almost 3k. And then third part is if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can shuffle one other light fiend monster from your graveyard into the deck / extra deck and inflict 1200 damage to your opponent. I mean, being able to maybe add certain targets to the hand could be good, but like overall, if it doesn't negate and destroy, I don't know. It doesn't look too spicy. Anyways, next up, and like the burn, I mean, I don't know how viable it is because its effect is only each once per turn. I was going to say if you can keep on just making the card again and again, maybe you can, you know, FTK, OTK your opponent. But anyways, next up we have another card called the Fiendsmith Dies Irae, and is going to be a light fiend fusion effect. This one's going to be a level 9, so another boss monster. Its materials are the Fiendsmith and 2+ light fiend monsters. And it says you can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. The first part, as a quick effect, you can negate the effects of a number of face-up cards on the field until the end of the turn, up to the total link rating of the link monsters equipped to this card as equip cards. Okay, this is getting a little bit more interesting. Second part is if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can shuffle one other light fiend monster from your graveyard into the deck or extra deck and target one card on the field and send it into the graveyard. Okay, so I really like that this is a quick effect over here. But it is just kind of like a once thing. It doesn't negate and destroy. It's just negate the effects of face-up cards. But again, quick effect is what we need. So this is looking a little bit better. So let's check out their link monsters. So the first one over here, actually now it's nice. I can just click on it to enlarge it. So this is the Fiendsmith Requiem. It's going to be a link 1. It looks like it's a light. It's going to be a fiend effect. 600 attack, and its link zone is in the bottom, and its materials are 1 light fiend monster. It says you can only special summon Fiendsmith Requiems once per turn, and you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. So the first part is during the main phase. As a quick effect, you tribute this card, special summon a Fiendsmith monster from your hand or deck. I mean, anything out of an entire archetype is pretty insane. The second part is you can target one non-link fiend monster you control, equip this card from your field or graveyard to that target as an equip spell that gives it 600. Okay, that could be interesting. And does it say link to it? Okay. Face up cards on the field. Okay. Up to the total link rating of the link monsters equipped. Okay, so it has to be link monsters equipped to it as equip cards. I don't know if there's any other cards that you equip things from the graveyard that are link monsters other than its own archetype, but someone let me know if there's anything else that could like equip it, because it can't just be in the back row as a monster. It has to be equipped to it as an equip card. So that makes things a little bit more difficult to use some of the older Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but nonetheless, I mean, obviously its own effect can just work with it from your field or range. So you're just gonna immediately just attach it like an arm or something like that. Anyways, we have more link monsters. Okay, so Demon Smith or Fiendsmith Sequentia. So this is a link 2, and it's going to be a link 2 light fiend link effect monster. Its link zones are on the bottom. left and bottom right, and it requires 2 monsters, including a Light Fiend monster. It says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Then during your main phase, you get a fusion summon 1 Fiend fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling materials mentioned on it from your graveyard into the deck. Okay, that could be interesting. And the second part is you can target 1 non-Link Light Fiend monster you control, equip this card from your field or graveyard to that as an equipped spell with this effect. Your opponent can't target the equipped monster with card effects. Okay, now it's kind of looking like it's kind of a Protect the President sort of a deck, where now we can kind of protect it, give it extra attack. Only downside would be like you invest heavily into the one monster and they slap a kaiju on it and then you lose everything. But nonetheless, now you have 2 like negations, but it's an instant one, so like you have to do it all at once, not for each one you get 1 additional negation, you know what I mean? Remember, it doesn't destroy the card too. Next up though, we have Fiendsmith Tractus, which is a normal spell card that says you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. So it's a effect reads, you could add a Light Fiend monster from your deck to your hand, then discard 1 card. Or automatically, you can run this in Fables, right? Or if I recall right, aren't Fables? Isn't there a bunch of Light Fiends in Fables? Type in Fabled. Let's go to Monster, and then go to Fiend on type. Oh yeah, you could just run this in Fabled, and after they're discarded, you get the bonus, right? So automatically, Fabled's going up. All right. Second part is you can banish a card from your graveyard to fusion summon 1 Fiendsmith fusion monster from your extra deck by using monsters from your hand or field's material. And I believe the Fableds, if I am not wrong, there are a bunch of lights, so that actually works quite well in the archetype. Okay, cool. Next up, we have the Fiendsmith Sanctus, which is a quick play spell card, and here's the artwork on this card. And it says that you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. So if you control no face-up monsters, or all face-up monsters you control are Light Fiends, you can spell summon 1 Fiendsmith token. So it's Fiend Light level 1/0/0. Also, you can't declare attacks for the rest of the turn except for with Fiend monsters. If a face-up Fiendsmith monster or monsters you control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can set this card. Okay, so it reoccurs. So you just keep on getting every extra stuff. All right, and oh yeah, we still have more. Okay, so the next card over here is the Demonsmith in Paradisium, which or Fiendsmith in Paradisium, which is a normal trap card. Here's the artwork. And it says that you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is to target a level 7 or higher Light Fiend monster you control. Send all cards on the field to the graveyard except for that monster. That's a pretty good effect. The second part is if your opponent special summons a monster or monsters while this card's in your graveyard, you can banish this card to send 1 Fiendsmith monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. Okay. Oh. Well, it doesn't even have to be link summoned, right, for them to just get that effect. You can just equip it immediately. So since the main card, right, the main monster, which is the Fiendsmith, that instantly just lets you add this card. So you basically have 2 instant disruptions, and you have some quick searchability with, of course, this one over here. Let's just add one, then discard one, but it's not really that minus. But if there's any other ways to equip them, I would say this archetype is kind of in its infancy, but it doesn't look like it's terrible. Like, it looks like it has some potential. I mean, you just kind of link off, you get 2. It is 2 disruptions, but one of them can disrupt 2 cards at once, so maybe you could do some work with it. But as a standalone archetype, I would say we kind of need more like monsters, because we only have 1 regular monster. And it's like it lets you special summon anything from the deck, or like you only got 1 option, right? And so hopefully they'll get some more support. But we're not done yet. We still got another new Yu-Gi-Oh card to check out. It's actually an Ancient Gear card. This one, by the way, is a V-Jump promo, so we don't have V-Jump promos in the US, so we'll probably get it in some other form. So anyways, Ancient Gear stuff. So this is Ancient Gear Dragon. Looks like it is a level 5 Earth, 500 attack, 2500 defense points, and it says that it cannot be special summoned. You can only use the second effects of this card's name once per turn. So the first part is if you control no monsters or all monsters you control are Earth machine monsters, you can normal summon this card without tributing. Okay. Second part is when your opponent activates a spell / trap or effect as a quick effect, you can send 1 machine monster from your hand or face up on the field, or 1 Ancient Gear Golem from your deck to the graveyard to negate that effect. It doesn't even destroy it. Like, you need the negate and you need the destroy for, I would say, people to get excited about a brand new archetype. But let me know, guys. I'm really curious to know your guys' thoughts on the Fiendsmith. Do you guys think this is going to be a really good deck? Or can you splash it in Fabled and actually just make it like viable? Because some of the stuff you're just like banishing anyways, and it requires light and fiends. So I think it has some potential over here. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it if you're new here and you don't want to miss out on new Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Hit subscribe, turn the bell. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.